second impeachment trial of former US President Donald Trump will begin on Capitol Hill this week, with senators hoping for a speedy trial in order to pass much-needed stimulus bill to get Americans back to work. Joining me now is Professor Joe Siracusa, the political analyst and professor at Curtin University. So, Joe, good to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning. The trial, we've said this a few times about whether or not this is going to be successful or not. What do you think? Has your opinion changed?
No, it hasn't, Pete. Good morning. No. Look, there's a zero chance that Trump is going to be convicted, though. Democrats, of course, have great hope. We don't know if there are going to be any witnesses yet, and Lindsey Graham has threatened to bring even more witnesses to bring the Senate to a halt for 6 weeks to 2 months. So we got all that going on in the background. I think it's a very big week, though, for Donald Trump. If he gets through this with minimum pain, he will continue to be the titular head of the Republican Party. If he still gets through, but with a lot of pain, there may be people who want to drop away from him. So the Republican Party is very, very cautious about which way to jump on this. Now, look, the great legal scholar at Harvard, Alan Dershowitz, says that there's absolutely no basis here to impeach this president, whatever he's done or hasn't done, because it doesn't fit within the criteria of impeachment. And yes, he may have abused freedom of expression, but as the framers pointed out, freedom of expression was not a free lunch. It often leads to violence, so they're not going to get him on that one. But you know what I find really interesting, Pete, is that most of the American media today, and I scanned it for an hour before coming on your show, doesn't mention Donald Trump's name. It's like they've forgotten it. I think by leaving his name out of the New York.
Forgotten or purposely leaving it out?
They purposely left his name out, like it's going to go away. I mean, this is CNN and New York Times and the Washington Post. They're talking about every damn thing in the world except Donald Trump. I mean, fair enough. We should talk about the Super Bowl, and I like Tom Brady a lot.
Well, I'm going to ask you. I was going to save that question at the end, Joe. What you make of that?
But the point is, the media is trying to make him disappear. And Donald Trump's not going to disappear. They think because he's been suppressed on the Twitter and Facebook that he's going to disappear. He's not. He's still a major force in the party. But look, when they say to us, when critics say, there is precedent and there are legal scholars who argue that there's a basis for impeachment here, then I just simply say to people, well, where's the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court who presides over these things? He has declined to preside because he knows this is not a legal basis here. So, Justice Roberts just took a walk. He said this is not a legal deal. It's, it's something else. So it's going to be very, very hard to prove. And of course, the Democrats are falling out about the coronavirus checks. Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and AOC and the rest are arguing with the Biden administration about this and that. And already we have cracks in the foreign policy about what to do and what not to do. So, the Democratic Party, and I've known them well for 45 years, they tend to beat each other up when they have a bit of a majority until they don't have a majority and they have to win it back again. So there's going to be all kinds of factionalization there. Look, it's going to be very, very hard to unify the Democratic Party and the American people. And this whole business during the campaign about the soul of the nation, that's baloney. It's about who's got the power, who's got the numbers. You realize there are Americans today, 75, 85 years old, who can't find a damn vaccine shot. They're just not in the queue anywhere. They can't find the queue. So we got over 453,000 dead this morning, and we still have problems with the vaccine rotations and getting federal assistance out to the locals. And so we still got the same problems we had. Income insecurity, we have food insecurity, and we have the COVID crisis, which is still storming through America and much of Europe. So we haven't solved a lot of problems, but we pretend we go forward because we move people around. But if you look at Congress, it's still the same bunch of people. And while Donald Trump is there, his spirit is very much in Pennsylvania 1600.
Okay. What's your tip today, Joe?
I'm taking Tom Brady and the Buccaneers by 3 points, even though the 3-point underdogs. I believe that Tom Brady at 43 does things that people at 23 can't even imagine.
Is he the greatest of all time? He must be. He must be.
Well, look, he's won 6 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
I've seen him beat the Chicago Bears in the last minutes. He's married to one of the world's richest, most beautiful women. He's got healthy children. I mean, this guy is the Irish dream. He's sort of like Jimmy Connors on steroids. You know, this is a man for the ages. And I think the other guy who's 23, who did beat these people last year, he's going to be facing a legend. And, you know, same thing in Australian sports. As soon as you get out there and you're looking at the legend, it just makes you weak in the knees.
Apparently, one of the part of his diet that he has to consume half his body weight in water every day. I read an article about this the other day, Joe. That would
be okay with scotch or beer.
Yeah,